I'm breezing through everything. I have really worked on the yes. So we are live and now we are recording. I don't know if there are people that still want to join this call. So I'll be able to see them here and I'll admit them. If you can see my screen, please let me know you can see my screen. Esther, please inform them on the group that I've been able to sort out the technical challenge. Delete the YouTube live link if possible and repost the Google Meet link. So as you all can see my screen, I'll continue with what we have. So this is where we stopped. Yesterday, we looked at notebooklm. We didn't really look at LinkedIn. And today we are going to be looking at the CV aspect of it. First, I had to split this into two because I won't be able to do everything in one setting. So we are going to be working with our CV. Now, we are going to do this in a couple of steps, and permit me to read out from my notes. So the steps are going to be, first of all, we are going to be doing CV research. Okay, we are going to be researching what are the important sections that we have to put on our CV. Then after that, we are going to start building out the CV using the PC theft framework. So we are looking at revamping our research that we've done. So we do a research, gather information, and we write those things down. Then we are also going to give AI tool that we're going to use adequate information for it to be able to. Now, this is what we're going to do now. The PC theft, the persona aspect and the context aspect, we are going to do that first. And then because we are breaking it, so we are not using a long prompt. Remember, I told you I do either short bursts rather, or long prompts. So we are going to be doing short bursts, and then we'll move over to, we won't use long prompts today. So we are going to break the persona and the context side, and then we are going to feed that to the AI first of all. Then we are now going to give it the task, exemplar, the tone, and the format. And then we are also going to add a little bit of semantics to it to make sure that we match the modern style. Because these days, it is not humans that are screening your CV. It is AI, right? Before it used to be ATS. There was ATS system, use automatic tracking system to track specific keywords on your CV such that it can sort it into the bucket of what they are looking for, right? However, these days, AI does the sorting, and AI can identify AI created content. So if you create your CV with AI is going to be able to catch that this was generated with AI because it will look at some robotic sounding. So that is why it is necessary for us to utilize semantics when we are playing around with it. So we want the fluency, the nuance of the written words from AI to sound as if it is human. And that is one of the things that we're also going to inject into this. And then at the end of it all, we are going to upload our CV that we've created. First of all, we'll convert it to Google Docs. Then we are going to upload it to Canva, and we're going to complete building out our CV using Canva AI. Although I love building from scratch, which I would have loved that there was time for me to build from scratch, but we'll use Canva AI. However, if you want to see me build out templates and from scratch, remember I told you that one of the advantages you get by engaging, doing all of your assignments is that you can either get access to a mentorship. I think you either get access to mentorship with me, probably for a couple of let's say maybe 6 months to 1 year, or you get access to my branding toolkit for SMEs, coaches, and freelancers, which is a wait list and is going to be dropping soon. So sorry, if you would love to see me build out design elements and templates using Canva, then you can get the branding course. I think the course will be launching at 2,000 Naira, which is roughly about $2, and it's going to go into up to the ranges of maybe probably 10, 15, or $19. I don't know. So the earlier, the better. And I think for now, people that join the wait list can get in for as low as 2,000 Naira. And for lucky people, they are going to get access to this course for free. So I believe you guys, there should be a reaction now. React to some emojis. Isn't all good news? Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much. So that's it. Let's continue. So the first things first is that we are going to research our CV. So one of the things I want you to do, remember when I told you that the most important thing you do when you are prompting AI is to do adequate research. So based on adequate research, one of the things we are going to be looking at is how to, okay, so we'll say, what are the sections? What are the important sections? What are the important sections that are contained in a CV? Okay. All right, so that is that. We have it there. So we have, they say an ATS curriculum CV would have these important sections. So we have the contact information, professional summary, work experience, education, skills, certification, and licenses. So we are going to just quickly note all these things. And for you, when you are going to be doing your task, because I'm going to be giving you guys assignments, so I'll pull up my notepad quickly. Okay, so I'll pull up my notepad quickly and sorry, hold on a bit. Let me quickly take this. Okay, so sorry about that, please. So I've copied this. If you can see my screen, and then I pulled up my notepad and I'm going to paste this in quickly. The reason is that we are going to use this to work on. So I already have someone's own that I will be working on, and I want you to work on your own just like this. So we have all of these important sections. There are other sections that you might also want to include. For instance, volunteer experience. In fact, let me remove important so that we'll pull in all the sections and I'll tell you the ones that you need. So when you go through this, you want to have an idea of what is going to be contained in your CV. So we have the corner information, professional summary. We've picked up all of this. I'm looking for extra. Okay, let me see. What are the additional? So let's do that. Since the problem with AI, once you give them a prompt, they want to work within that. Okay, good. So these are the things I'm looking for. So what are the additional things? So we look at certification and licenses, projects, this, and this. So I will just copy this and still paste it into the other one that we have. And remember, this is for you to be able to build out something. Okay, so I'm quite sorry if you are not seeing where I'm pasting this. So I wasn't supposed to move it out of the screen. So I'm sharing one part of my screen. So I have two screens and I'm sharing one. So we have certifications and licenses appearing twice. So I will remove this. Okay, I'll just leave this. So I would just join it together with this. Okay, so that is that. And now I want you all to pay attention to this. In fact, let me paste it here where you can see it, because the black might be distracting and Notepad is not really friendly when it comes to visibility. Okay, so I'll create a new tab right here and then I'll paste it in. Okay, I believe you all can see this. So I would zoom this in. I remember you complained of not seeing it well. So can you see it well now? I think you can see it well now. Okay, so I would bold this. So if you want, I will send this document out for you after the session so you can use it to work on whatever you want to work on. Okay, so I don't know why our attendance is low today. Okay, thank you. But then let's proceed. So all these things, I want you to pay attention. So why you want to understand this is that when you go in to prompt your AI, you are going to have brought out this information about yourself. So you write your full name, this. I want you to fill up these things. So if you have the link to your LinkedIn profile, you can. If you don't, you can leave it, right? Because when we go to create LinkedIn, then we can add that later. So sorry, I tried admitting someone. I don't know if the person has joined. Okay, I think the person is here. Okay. So I will give you this document. So you are going to fill it out, and for each place that I added, you don't have to make it you don't have to format it well so that it looks so fine. Yeah, you just have to write out a couple of things. So based on this information here, I sent it across to one of us, and she was able to come up with something. And I'm going to also copy that out and paste, since Word documents might be a little bit of a hassle for you because of the black background. So I'll just copy it and add it here. Okay. So that you can see it. Okay. Don't know why that was wasting time. Let me go and copy it again. Okay. All right. Sorry. And then we are going to continue with all of this. Okay, so this is it. I've been able to set it up. And since I've been able to set it up, let's look at it. So this is for Esther, and this is one of the things I want you to do for your assignment, right? So this is particularly Esther's own. She has added some of these sections that we talked about. So she has her contact information. Then she also has, okay, she doesn't have a professional summary. We'll be able to pull that in. Okay, so she said a run through of what I do. So this is going to be her professional summary. So I'll change this to a rundown of what I do. So this is what she does. And then this is her experiences that she has done, a little bit of experience. Okay. And then we are also looking at her education. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. So I explained to her that whatever the sections I see that I call education are things that, let's say, if you were able to sign up for an online course or a mentorship, online mentorship, and it lasted for about 3 months to 6 months, you can add that as an education. But for whatever thing that you do that didn't really last up to 3 months, so maybe you took a course on Coursera that is self-paced and you learned through that course. So those ones are going to be under licenses, under certification. Now, if you take a licensing exam or a certification exam and then you get licensed, rather, I would not even say license. License come from professional bodies, right? So, for instance, you do all those things and then you get a license, like your medical license, like your legal license. Those things are licenses. Certifications are courses that you take, like on Coursera, on EDX, on I think Skillshare, all of those learning platforms. Then you can add those things under certification. There's also LinkedIn Learning, add it under certification. But for your education, whatever that is going above okay, so sorry about that breaking transmission. I had to attend to something quickly. So back to what I was saying. I have think where did I stop? Please, someone point me back to where we stopped, please. Thank you, please. Where did I stop? Education. Okay, yes. So I was talking about education. So anything that has lasted for more than 3 months, you can add it under education, right? So that's what I normally do. So I think for you, Esther, you missed the years. You didn't add the years. So yes, license. License is about if you get your professional, maybe you're a practicing medical doctor, maybe you have your you are a legal practitioner, those are licenses, so you can add them under licenses, right? Certifications are anything that has to certify, probably even your school, your graduation is what do they call it again? Your BSc certificate is also a certification. Your WASE is also a certification. So all those things that when you are done with it, you get certificate from them. They are all certifications, right? Education goes under, of course, we know the basic ones, the secondary education, your university education, your postgraduate education. But beyond that, now based on remote work, since there are no formal education outlets out there, for instance, in a place like Nigeria, there's no place you can go and study copywriting and then you come out with BSc copywriting. So, but you can eventually attend some online schools like Alt School, like ALX, some of those things, and then you go through that and you get web development or certified. I think there are cloud. One of the programs I took with ALX lasted for about 9 months. So you can add that under education course. If you want to look at it in the what do we call it? If you want to look at it in the international setting, it's going to be a diploma, right? So it's going to be a diploma, and that is that for that. Okay, so I would love to find out from you. I would love to find out from you, Esther. When did you finish this one? So I would love to get the year you finished it. I think your primary education, then most times we don't necessarily include this as part of your CV, okay? Okay, so I'm waiting for you, Esther. I can't get any response from you, please. Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me. Okay. Okay, primary 315, secondary 221. So I'm going to be removing this because we won't be needing it, okay? So we are getting 2021, 2026. Okay, so of course you also want to inform it of the time so that it will do a good job for you. So you can see how detailed we are with this. So the certifications, these are the certifications that you have. So I'm going to remove this and just leave it as certifications. Then your skills, these are the skills. Volunteer experience, these are your volunteer experiences. You didn't tell me what year you did all of these things. It would have made a lot of things if sense if we added the year for it. But just for demonstration purposes, I will still leave you to go back and work on it, right? Just for just for demonstrating purposes, I'm going to show you this, how to go about it. So professional bodies that you belong to, this, all right, this is amazing. So this is for her. Now, for those of you out there watching, you have to also do this particular research, right? You remember we started out by going through this, and then we worked on all of these skills, certification, and licenses. Then you add yours here. Then if you have done any project, if you have not, you can see that for her own, we didn't really include any project per se. So we just worked with this. And that is, I'm going to send you this. But you can also, you can just do a quick research and find it. It's not difficult. But as I promised you, I'm going to send it out to you. So we are going to be using, let's work with Perplexity. Okay, so let's work with Perplexity. You can use any AI tool of your choice. I just gravitate towards Perplexity sometimes for this, because I've sort of, I don't know how to put it. My Gemini is a mess. It's like a testing ground, and ChatGPT, I don't really like it. We could have used Claude, but I think Perplexity will get the work done. So there's no need to stress ourselves. So the first thing we are going to do is this. So we are going to ask it. That reminds me, yes, before I forget, I'm also going to copy out. Remember, I told you something about, I mentioned something about semantics, right? So I have like a text that I did, more or less like a research that I'll be using for semantics, and of course a little bit of proofing. I will send that across to you as well. So I'll create a new tab and show you what it looks like, because I'm going to remove a couple of things. So this is like a research that I did, and I'm going to use it for the AI as well. It's coming from a prompt. So these are going to be like the so we'll call it tactical command. So let's just leave it at this, right? And I would tell it to do this as well. So I would tell it to do this as well. And that this will happen after we are done with the CV. Okay, this will happen after we are done with the CV, but this is going to be part of building out the CV. All right, so I would cut this and I will place it here. In fact, I will leave it here, but I'm going to send it across to you for you to use. So we are going to first of all do this, then we are going to use this one to kind of supercharge it. We are not going to use dynamic QR codes. We are not going to do that. Then, because we are not building out a visual CV, that's going to be when we are building out a visual CV. But we are going to do this. We are going to use this as well to just review the CV that it has created. So without wasting much time, let's go into this place. So the first thing I told you is that we are going to be building out like a persona space. So we are going to be building out a persona space, and we are going to tell it, give it the persona you are. Okay, so let's say so remember that we are working, we are acting on this as if we are Esther. So that is that. And we are going to do the persona and context. That's the first thing we want to do. So we say you are a young undergraduate student in her final year. And okay, so we say, and you want to start applying for remote jobs. Full stop. Okay, so your goal is to build out an ATS optimized CV using the details that I will send below. So now that is that. Okay. Before we do that, so let's say your goal is to review. So before we say build out, your goal is to review the information that I will add below and identify any missing information or section on how. Okay, so identify any missing information or section. Sorry, your goal is to review this and identify any information I will add below, and identify any missing information or section on how. Okay, section, right? Let's say for building an ATS optimized CV. So I will now do this, and then I'll go and paste this. So we'll just copy it all and paste it in. Remember, before you start, you must have done this task and created that for yourself. So I'll paste it in, and then we'll click on. I don't want to use deep research or this. Let's just work with this. This is the basic. All right, so let's work with this. Okay, so this is what it says. It says, thanks, this is a great start. It says the things that are missing are professional summary and headline, and then this, and then they say the job title, blah, 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 is missing, and short bullets for all of this says is missing, and the certification, you didn't add the issuing organization. So, and optional but helpful sections. So formatting and ATS best practices and all of these things, right? So I will just tell it, okay. So we'll just say, I will copy this that it has given me, and then I'll paste it into the chat, and I'll tell it, okay, this is great, right? I'll now tell it, okay, great, push stop. Now build out just the same information that it has given to me, right? Build out a one-page ATS friendly CV using my info. Now, one of the things I love doing is that I would say something like continuing the conversation, sorry, I think I've, so I'll be like continuing the conversation, comma, then I'll say build out, because I want everything to be in flow. Build out a one-page ATS CV using my info and the checklist above. So I'll now tell it to write optimized bullets for each row. If you give 1 to 2 specific, so let's say this. I'll tell you to write optimized bullets for each row. So this is things that is using, right? So 1 to 2 specific achievements per job. Then I'm also going to now build out, I've given it a task, and I was supposed to bring out an exemplar, right? So let me say, so I can do something like example of high performing ATS friendly virtual assistant CV. Okay, so I just want to pick an example. Okay, this is something that you brought out. Of course, this is AI, but I want to see if I can find PDF. Let me see if I can download something. So I'm trying to be as fast as I can. I don't want to really waste time, but you get the idea. Our script is going to ask me to sign in. They're going to ask me to sign in before I download this. But let me see if it will work. They might ask me to sign in. So, but what I'll do, I don't have that time. What I will do, I'll tell it to this. I'll tell it to research the web and use known examples of high performing virtual assistant CVs, right? So that is me giving it an exemplar. So we'll now try to give it the tone. The tone should be friendly, conversational. What other tone do you use to define your brand tone? Esther, do you have anything, or friendly and conversational is okay? So while waiting for you to answer that, friendly, conversational, witty. Oh, you love witty. Okay. AI is very sloppy when it comes to writing witty. You might not like what they give you, but then let's work with it. I mean, you can get to, this is just an example. So the tone should be witty, conversational, and professional to some extent, right? So let's say, and professional, or witty and conversational, yet professional, right? So, because the way you word your semantics matter, yet professional. So by the time we've done this, the format, we want it to um, output it. Okay, so before we do that, before we do format, let's make sure that we like what it does. So while it has done that, we will now come in and add this first part. So we'll now say tactical command for future proofing. So now copy this. And of course, that stuff was generated by an AI. I don't know the people that built out that course, they just used AI stuff to put inside as I was reading it, but I feel like this makes sense. So we'll use this and then we'll now say run. So once we run it, we are going to what it's going to come up with. So what it's going to give us. Okay. All right. So it has given us something. It has given us something. And I'm looking at it. So final year undergraduate virtual assistant. And of course, when we want to edit, I'll remove this. Final year undergraduate, I'll just leave it as virtual assistant and social media manager who does this, and that is it. Okay, so you can see that it's building out everything, certification, this, and I think it is done. So it's saying we do job posting, blah, 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 cover letter. That's not what I want. So what I'm going to do, so it's saying that we should replace placeholder matrix with the real numbers, right? If you don't have exact, we can estimate, then add a link, proof of work, folder, Notion, all those things, okay? Then save as Word documents and all those things. Yes, we are going to do that. So I think I'm okay and I'm happy with what it did here. So I'm going to tell it that okay, I will tell it that this is amazing. This is great. I'll now say I would love you to analyze the CV you just built using the following criteria. So once I do this, I'm going to go back and paste in the second part. So that is this gap analysis, right? So we are going to do this. And once it does it, we are going to tell it to analyze the CV you just built using the following criteria. So I'll say, and give your suggestions. So then I will now paste it in. Don't worry, I'll send that stuff for you. And then I will run it again. Okay, so it has started doing it. So let's see what it will come up with. Then I normally read through these things. Okay, then I'm looking at semantic clusters, analyze current remotes, this. Okay. Okay. Scores well on clusters 4, 5, 7, and 9. Here's where density is low or missing. Cluster 1, remote workflow, present but not this. Okay, so most times these are recommendations that it will give you, and you normally use this when you are done building your CV, right? And you now want to, let's say, maybe you want to say, okay, this is my CV. Like for me, I have a CV already. So if I want to update my CV, I'll first of all run this analysis. Once I'm done with this analysis, I will now tell it to use the suggestions that it has taken from this analysis, and then with the other first one I gave you to paste in, then I will use it to re-optimize my CV. That is using that CCAR method. Then this is what we are going to, you are just going to read through, right? I'm trying to be fast so we don't waste so much time today. And this is the verification layer for the audit. So it says your BSc is expected in July. So you can create this using Notion or Google Site. Of course, the recommendation is going to give you, some of them might be advanced technically for you, right? So you don't have to really follow through, just for you to read through and see where you may be lacking in terms of what you have with your CV and where you want to get it to. Okay, this can be a fun exercise for you to think of, okay, where is the future headed to? What do I have? So we are look at the action plan that he gave you. Say build your Notion or Career Wallet page with this. Then you publish CRM, hygiene playbook, blah blah blah. Don't mind these things. It's becoming too technical, right? So
Hi, Joy.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me. While I try to set up my desktop settings, um, I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you so much. So I just lost power again. So I'm switching to my backup power source. Hopefully, it gets to carry us till the end of the session. Okay, these are just one of those issues that we keep on encountering. Think. Okay, so while waiting for that, so does anybody have any questions so far based on what we've been able to do? Do you have any question? If you have any question, please go ahead. Or do you understand everything? Is it complex? You can unmute yourself. Okay, it's not that complex. How about you, Joylene? How about you? Is it complex? Okay, not really. All right. Thank you so Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me. And if you can also see me, please let me know. Okay, thank you very much. So please don't mind my dark background. I have to minimize power by turning off some lights. So you are going to manage me as you see me. So I'll just proceed. Okay, we're good. Thank you very much, Joylene. Okay. Okay. All right. So continuing from where we stopped, these are the recommendations that it's giving us. One of the things you can notice is that some of these recommendations are just technical. But then I think I've told it. So maybe I'll tell it to. Okay. Now one of the things I also want you to pay attention to is you don't just go off applying your CV, using your particular CV to apply for every role that you see. You want to tailor your CV to that specific job description. Now, with this, one of the things I want you to learn is this. Now, with this stuff I've done, this conversation with this AI that I just did, and I built my CV around this, and I've given it some information that I wanted to take into consideration. So what you can do is to come here, then you can pin. I don't know, for Gemini, you can pin. I don't know why Perplexity is not giving me that option. So you can pin the chart and it will be on top. So each time you get a job description, you can just come there, paste in the job description and tell it, hey, I'm applying for this role from here. You can add the link to the job, right? And then you tell it, and then you can now attach your CV, right? You can now attach your CV and say, I have attached my CV. I want you to optimize my CV for this role using all the systems we've built from this conversation, right? So it's going to review this conversation. Then it's also going to research the link and the job description from the role that you gave to it. And then it's going to optimize your CV to match that particular job description. It's not going to change anything. The only thing is that, for instance, if you are applying for a call center role, it will look for a place. Let me look for one of the experiences you have. And now your experience as a private teacher, right? So it's going to look for a way to change these job descriptions to match actions that will be taken by a call center agent. Now, it is still that same role that you have, still the same experience on the job. The only thing that it's showing different tasks that you were able, for instance, if you were working as a community manager, you are going to have access, like you're going to have experience as a community manager. You're also going to have experience as a content writer if you were the one that was writing content for that community. You're also going to have an experience as you're also going to have an experience as an admin, a virtual assistant, or a virtual administrator, if you were the one that was also helping the community owner to draft out things that he needed, right? So these are things that you want to pay attention to, especially when building out the service. So don't limit yourself and say, oh, and one of the things, or one of the funny things, or one of the things I find amazing, or even funny, is that recently, what some tech companies are doing is that they are just coming up with names for roles that we all know that these roles are basic roles. For instance, you will hear things like, let me say, before the rise of the word GTM engineering, right? You hear DevOps, right? I think I heard something. There was one I heard recently, DevSecOps. That is in development security operations. Like you are the bridge between developers, between security experts, and between operations. It just doesn't make sense. Like, or better still, you hear things like CMO. Of course, there has been always CMO, that is Chief Marketing Officer, but there are some other roles that people are coining, which just for them to give you that title, but then the workload you are doing might even increase rather than decrease, right? Because the more you move up the levels, like for instance, if the more you move from basic to admin, from admin to management, your tasks are supposed to reduce from the ones that you execute with your hand to more of your thinking and your people management skills, right? So those are the things I want you to also pay attention to. So we are going to take this CV. We are just going to work with this. By the way, I think okay, let me just complete this. So let me tell it to based on the recommendations. And I know that he's not going to be able to implement everything. So based on these recommendations, implement, sorry, what you feel is necessary. No, I don't want it to what it feels. It's going to mess up. So I'm going to tell it implement the necessary okay, so we're going to tell it implement the necessary, sorry, I made a mistake here. So I don't want to use recommendation again. Implement so let me see what it's called them. Ruby, where you stand on how to improve. Okay, implement the necessary improvements to the CV you created, then highlight a to-do list of other improvements that I'll personally have to do. Okay, so that is what I'll do. You can see it's going to give me that. So let me see what it would do. I would have even told it to give me, okay, it's updating the CV, right? So most times play garbage in, garbage out with you. Let me see some things that are open here and close it. Okay, so let me close this other one as well. All right. Okay, so it has given us this. I'm looking at what it's saying, semantic clusters, 2026 OPS on competency. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into a Google Doc. Okay, these are the to-do list. These are the to-do list, your personal to-do list. So it says I should create a public this, update this, and then hygiene playbook, build a 2-page CRM hygiene playbook. Okay. Data entry standards, dedupe methods. These are like advanced technical things. You don't even have to. I feel like I'm taking you guys too advanced, but this one is okay. You can record a 3 to 5 minutes walkthrough. Okay, this is going to be like, this is for you to build out your this is like a project for you to do. Okay, it's not that advanced. It's just a project for you to do. So when you do it, you would upload it here. The only thing you don't have is your video CV. So they say you should create a social media management proof of work Notion. It's telling you to do everything on Notion. Notion is a bit, it has a steep learning curve. I don't know why it's suggesting Notion. Automation. Oh my. Why is it? Okay, I think I know why. I think I know why. You know, this stuff, I told you that this particular stuff is coined, like it was a company that was teaching us something that brought this. I was going through their CV revamp. I think they are mentioning more, a lot of AI stuff inside. I think it's AI automation. So that's why it's saying this. Or better still, I'm suspecting that Perplexity is pulling off data from my records to use for this, because I'm seeing automation in Zapier and Make, and I'm wondering why is it telling her to build automations. I don't know if she made mention of that on her CV. I didn't really do the look at it, but let's leave all this for now. So it says you should save it as a Word document or plain PDF. Okay, So this is, we'll copy this, we'll leave all this, then we'll copy this as well. And then portfolio. Okay, this is portfolio, this. So I've seen everything I want to see. I'll come over to our Google Docs. So while it's loading, we are going to create her CV. All right, so I want to create that under new because I want to export it as a PDF. So I'm going to choose file. I'm going to choose new, yes, document. And I'm going to open Canva so that we can work with AI. I don't even know if my subscription on Canva is still available. So, but I'm going to open Canva AI. And I'm trying to be as fast as I can be. So you guys are going to continue from wherever we stop. Don't know why this is taking time. So Canva is opening on the other screen. You might not see it. Okay, let me just pull it over here. So Canva is launching. So while it's launching, I'll leave it to launch in the background. Okay, what's the time now? Oh my. Okay, so we have that. I'm just going to leave it like that, right? Normally, if I want to work on this, I can format this and use it as a professional CV. So, but what we'll do is, I'm waiting for this to load. I'm waiting for this to load. I don't know why it's taking time. Even the Canva is taking time as well. This should be on MTN, right? Yes, it's on MTN. So why is it taking time? Okay, did someone drop anything in the chat? Okay, it's Joylene. All right. So should I give you guys the other one as your task? Because I wanted to do it so you can see what it's looking like and how to troubleshoot this. So I don't even know why. Oh my, I don't think it's loading. Look at what's happening. God. So it pasted everything in white. And I'm here thinking that it's loading. What a deceptive way. Okay, so I would leave this. Even the time zone, I want to put it flexible. Right. So I want to put it flexible. Of course, we don't want, if you are looking for remote jobs, you want to put it flexible. Part-time, full-time. Okay, let's leave that. Because for me, available for remote job is okay. So I would bolden this. And then, oh my. Moon, if you're not seeing my screen, I don't know. Is there anybody that is not seeing my screen? Is there anyone else that is not seeing my screen? Okay, Moon, what is happening? I think it has to do with your network here. You can drop off the call and then rejoin the call. It normally fixes it. It's just one of those reasons why Google Meets. I don't know what happens. It happens with everybody. It happens to me as well. Most times when I'm on a call during one of our mentorship sessions, it will just messing up. So what I normally do is sometimes I drop off the call and then I join it again. So I don't know why Canva is taking time to load. So let me try Canva on the web. And let me try opening this again. Okay. Is it showing now? I don't know why. Okay, it's showing now. All right, thank you. So I don't know why Canva desktop keeps messing up. Okay, since we have this, let me get to save. Let me save this. Okay, so now I will show you a renaming. So the way I do my CV, for instance, as I've added, you add your name, CV. Then what I do is, since this year is 2026, I'll add 26. I'll just put V for version. That's how I name my CV. 26 point. Then the month, this is May. So I'll just put 26.05. The reason is because if I want to apply for a job and I just want to use like a basic, my general CV, I don't want to use maybe a specific CV for the job description. I want to get the latest CV that I just built for myself. So like I will check if I have another version 26.01, that's January. I know I'm not going to use it if I have 26.09. So I would go for 26.09. So that way, if I have multiple documents with my CV, I can know the one to go for, right? So and it helps me a lot. So I leave it like this, just for my general CV. So when I want to use that general CV and build a specific CV for job description, I just rename the CV without adding the version to it. And then I use it for that job application. I don't keep it on my phone, right? It can be on my laptop, but for confusion's sake, I don't even keep them at all. I only leave my main CV, and then whatever version that comes off it, then I will just update it, right? So like recently, I'm supposed to update my CV this year because I've gotten certifications and I've gotten some other education that I did last year that I've not added on my CV. So I'm yet to update my CV. So when I do that, I'm going to name it like this because it's going to be like my own standalone CV, not tailored to a specific job application. So whenever I want to use it for a specific job application, then I can now revamp it for that job application and use it. So I have decided to download this as a PDF while waiting for Canva. Remind me in 7 days. Okay. I don't know why. The same desktop app that is not opening for me. Okay, so I will save this under desktop and I'll just save it there. I'll continue in browser instead because my desktop app, I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, so it has downloaded. I'll just click this little icon to show me where it is. And I'm trying to be as fast as I can be because I don't know how long our backup power is going to be on for. Okay, so here we are. And you are going to use Canva AI. Yes, it wants to tell me that my subscription. I'll do that later, please. Canva AI, look at it here. So you select Canva AI and it's asking us what do we want to design. So we would tell it to, we'll add the CV. Where is it? Imports. And we are going to choose, I think it's, where is it? I can't see it, but I'll look for it. Not Google Drive. Oh, wow. So I can't import a local file. Upload, rather. So let's go over to desktop because that's where we kept it. And I'm going to look for, I think it's O. So see what I was telling you. This is a CV version. You can see it's version 25.02. I have 25.07. You can see. So if I want to do a work on my CV, I will go for this because this has more latest information than this. So that's how I work on my CV sometimes. And let's look for hers. It should be right around here. Okay, look at it here. So open and it's going to upload that. So we'll say I have attached a CV that I will love you to create using any templates of your choice. Full stop. I know it wants me to change this to wood. Please, I don't have energy for grammar. Okay, then I want to pick. Remember, I told you I want to copy something. So I want it to add. No, not here. This is it. I want it to. Okay. This. I'm looking at this. Headings, plain text, data consistent. Okay, I can just tell it to ensure the headings are plain text. This images. Okay, I'll tell it to. I'll just use this too, so that I'll see what it will build out. Because for me, right, that particular one that we've built out works, but I also want to show you guys how to use Canva AI to come up with a good CV. So if you want to build out a visual CV, so I think I've told it ATS formatting. Oh my, I made a mistake and pressed enter. So it's running. Okay. So, but from what I've explained so far, does any of us have any question that you want to ask? You can go ahead and ask that. Is there anything that looks confusing to you? Remember, you can always go back and rewatch the recording. You can always go back and rewatch the recording. Okay. Do we have any question? Okay. I can see my screen. Thank you. Okay, so I'm hoping to see what it will create. So it says it's an ATS friendly resume. Okay, this is it. It has worked on, okay, working on it. I'll create a clean this across 4 pages using your brand fonts, no column, this. So it's designing the whole thing as if it's me. Good. Page 1 is set. Now I'll add page 2 to 4 with the remaining CV sections. Dude, I asked you to create a 1-page CV. Why are you making it 4 pages? Okay, I didn't tell it 1-page CV. So you see the stuff I was telling you guys, right? You see what I was telling you, especially about AI. So one of the things that you can do is from that other document that was given to us, before you bring it into Canva AI, tell Perplexity to format it, and now look at what it did. Okay, it's using my brand font. That's why it's messing up, right? You see, that's one of the issues I have with all of this. But for me, this is not even looking like what I want. Yes, I know it's going around the whole ATS compliance, whatever. However, most times I just want to come into here, choose templates, and get one of the CV templates, right? Just one of the CV templates. We can use this. Can use this. Let me say I want to change, right? So we can use this and then start copying everything and pasting it. Do you understand? So that's another thing you guys can do. Let me see. Okay, right. So it's just changed. I think I prefer this. So with this now, this is what, oh, sorry. What did I do? Should be under templates. Where is templates? So apply style to all, because that's what I want. So once you do that, apply it to all pages. To do that, so the next thing you want to do is that you want to come in here, and I normally zoom in a bit so that I can see what I'm doing. So did you say anything about LLM prompt engineering, AI assisted scheduling, Looker Studio Analytics, and this? Esther, did you say anything about this? Because I don't know if this is hallucination from the AI. I think you gave me an information that has to do with it. I didn't really read it through. No. Okay, you see? So this is one of those things. So you don't just collect what AI gives you and run off with it. Make sure you go through it to be sure that it's not hallucinating and putting in things that you didn't ask it to do. All right. So, and you will have to go through all these tools and technology to see if you know them. Okay. So, all right, it blocked out the number and the email. You see what it did? It said at email, meanwhile it's supposed to be Gmail. So these are some of the issues that we have. So probably in the branding course, because that's where you see me design a CV full time, I'm also going to show you how to design other elements for your social media pages, right? So you can see this has gone into 4 pages. For me, I normally, okay, it's just 2 pages. But for me, the way I walk around it, I try to make sure that it's just one single page. And so these are some of the things I want you to see. Then you'll have to edit it. I'm not going to be editing that now, because this particular course isn't really about editing. So once you are done, you'll click on share. So let me just show you one of the CVs I worked on, so you understand how it looks like or what I do. I'll continue in browser, because we don't want our backup source to go out. Okay, still opening Canva again, and my Canva desktop keeps trying not to load. Okay, so this is a CV I just worked on. You can see some of these things. These are designs. Probably tomorrow when we work on the LinkedIn, we'll get to do things like this, because this is for LinkedIn. You can see the LinkedIn feature section, LinkedIn. So it's for LinkedIn. Okay, this is for Instagram, right? So it's essentially your basic branding for your surface level positioning. So we'll look at it when we start working on LinkedIn tomorrow. I'm so sorry once again for the technical issues, the glitches, the on and off that had to do with this CV session. I don't really know if, so I'm just quickly going to show you what it looks like. You can see what it looks like from here. So it's just one single page. I had to break it into 2 for me to be able to get that style out there, right? So that's what I wanted to show you. And if you come in here, for you, if you want to design, if you don't want to use the Canva AI, I just wanted to show you what the AI can do. Now, because okay, let's use Canva AI, but not give it all of those restrictions or guardrail. Okay, so let's use Canva AI, but not give it all of those restrictions and guardrail, and you are going to see that it's going to come up with something totally different from what we already have. Okay, so click on new charts. I don't know why it's taking time to load. Okay. Okay, let me see, add from Canva. Do I have anything? Your Canva uploads files. Let's go to files. Yes. Add this. Then we can now just create an ATS friendly CV. So, we've been prompting other AIs coming into this, and we should have something solid, right? Since we've already done ATS friendly before. So we can just create a CV out of this document that was attached here. Okay, so let me see what it did. Now, from whatever that it did here, I've also forgotten to tell it not to use my brand font, because the brand kit that is here is the brand kit I used to design for somebody else. So it always pulls in that brand kit. Look at it, brand kit font. I don't know why I keep on forgetting to tell it that, no, don't use it. So what I want you to understand is this. Now it's pulling off all these things because I have personalized my Canva. So I have I have about 3 brand kits for 3 different brands that I've worked for on Canva. So it always pulls in the last one. That's why it always say your brand kit fonts. And I'm not asking it to do that. So since it's doing this, one of the things that I can tell it is that do not use my brand kit font. So when I want to give it a prompt, I'll tell you not to use my brand and look at what it came up with. This is messed up. I don't really like it. There's 2 times that we've tried Canva AI, but it's giving us rubbish. So I would give up on it. For me, let me see what it's building. What again is it saying? Okay, still working on it. But I don't really like how this looks. It doesn't look fun in any way. Look at what it looks like. It's just there. Okay, I think I see where the LLM is coming from, Esther. It's coming from here. So it was from that prompt where we say that it should add a margin tech stack for this. So these are sort of the current, if you're a virtual assistant, these are the things that you should start looking at, because these are they are the tech stack that are going to start coming up later, like no code, low code AI automation. So it will help you for you to have that stack. So we have this is Zapier, Airtable. They are all low code, no code. AI assisted scheduling. This can happen in Google Workspace. LLM prompt engineering, which is what you are currently learning. And Looker Studio has to do with data analytics, and that is it. So you can see for the tools, so they included your Zapier and then some CRM, HubSpot, and there's Buffer. Buffer has to do with SEO for social media management, right? Because you mentioned SMM. Now look at what it gave us. I don't know if it's done. It says it's done. This is just there, right? And I don't really like it, right? I don't really like it. So for you, so what you can do is you can look at this hole here, all these spaces. You just have to copy this and then move them up here, just like that. Okay. And then probably this is going to go out. Okay. So you have to do work yourself. So it's going to make you do work. So let me just copy this one and come over here and paste it in. Then drag it down. You can see all the guides showing up. Then you move this one up. Just move it up a bit somewhere here. And then you're going to bring these ones that are here. So you're going to paste them right here. It's going to overlap and then you drag it down. And that is it. So you then have to now start coming in to manually do work. I don't know why it is like that. But the best thing you can do for yourself, just choose any of the templates. Look for templates that don't have pictures, right? Because you want to do ATS. You don't have pictures. It doesn't have much thing going on. Like this one. This one is ATS friendly. This particular one is ATS friendly. Course, okay, it has 2 pages. It's ATS friendly. So you can use that. Okay, which means you have to do it from scratch. So let's say you have to come to home and then you won't use Canva AI. That's what it means. You won't use Canva AI. So let's say file, let me just create a new design. So you won't use Canva AI. So remember, you have all the details. So what you will do is that you open your CV here so that you can easily copy and paste. So you come over to your Canva. Then you now choose CV. Just search for CV here. Okay, so CV, we are working with A4 portrait. Click on it, and it's going to create that. And once it does that, then you are going to come into, okay, this is it. I don't need this anymore. Can you stop opening my desktop app? It's not working. Okay, so we have this, and it will open up a blank page. Like for me, this is how I love working with it. I don't like using Canva AI. All the times I've tried it, it's just not giving. It's not giving me what I want. Like all the times I've tried Canva AI, it always doesn't give me what I just work with whatever it brings up. Like it doesn't give me what I want, right? So what we can do is we can look at this. Instead of doing generate, we can just go around, look for the one that you like, right? So you can see all these things are sort of ATS. I think I like this one. So you just click on it, look at it. It has come in. So once it's in, you now have to start doing the manual work. Sadly, you have to learn how to do it. But it's going to give you the best results. It's going to give you the best results. So you now start coming here, you copy this. So that's how you are going to be working. And then you come over here and then you paste it in. You see, your job has started. So what I would do for this is that just to give it that little bit of I'll drag this up here. Yes. So and just to give it that little bit of flair, I would always do this. Then I might reduce this a bit. No. That's not it. Okay, I know what is going on. So what I would do is this. I will duplicate. Then I will remove this. Then I would come to this duplicate that I have here. And then I'll remove this. And I will move this down to maybe to 25. Then I would select this and select this. Then I'll come to position. I'll come to, sorry, not middle. I'll come to center. And then it's going to align both of them. And I'm going to click out of there. I will normally group if I like the spacing between them and it becomes one element that I can scale if I want to, right? I can scale. So I can click this. I can click this and not make it bold so that this shines. So this is what it's looking like. So you see, I just have to like keep on doing a marketing manager. I can just make this bold so that it shines and it's under here. And one of the things I would do is that I will change the color right here. I will change the color. So let's say this is the last brand I worked for. So let's use something. So Esther, what's your favorite color?
Black.
Black. Oh, we're already working with black. So I just want to do something for other people. So okay, let's say we use this color. So you can see we have already started having that color variation going on inside this to make it look like, oh, there's something like stylish, right? It's making it look like, oh, we did something stylish. That is, if you want to have a mix of color on your CV, like maybe you want to have something that sort of looks like your brand color. So this is where we now start adding the details, individual details. So it's a pain in the arse, and it's just that it's going to cost you that extra hard work, but it's worth it, right? You can go through this route and do it. Even when you follow the other Canva AI, you have to still optimize, edit, format, and do all the work that comes with it. So for me, as I'm doing this, I'm rearranging all these things. I'm shifting all the spaces so that I would have space to incorporate other things, right? So if this is not shining for me, I can do this, then I would move this up just like that. I'll have to be moving it. If I don't want this, I can delete this, I can delete this, I can delete this, and then I can play around. I can leave the other one, this one, yes. So I can delete this, I can remove this. If I want, I can remove this as well, but I love leaving it because it shows that these components are tied together as one. So these are just design ideas and direction that you want to go. Remember, this class is not about design. So we have another design branding session that it's going to be a course, by the way, so it might not be a class, but that is that for today. So I believe that with this we have come to the end of today's session, and I've done justice to building a CV. So if you feel like there was something I left out, please let me know. What do you want, what do you think? I'll stop sharing my screen right now and I will be taking your question. Your questions. You people are not clapping for me. I did not do justice to it. Or I confused you. Did I confuse you? Did I confuse you? If I confused you, please let me know that I confused you. Jolene, do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay. Okay, so what type of projects are suited for a CV? Okay, amazing. All right. So one of the things that, for instance, as a remote worker, one of the things that you are going to build, your greatest arsenal is not even going to be your CV. It's going to be your portfolio, right? It's going to be your portfolio. However, there are times that you might need a CV. So if you're applying for, most times there are jobs in professional settings. If you're a freelancer, you might not necessarily do well with a CV. You would do well with a portfolio. But if you are working, or if you want to apply for roles that has to do with enterprise level team or some remote, should I say some tech companies, right? When it comes to working with a team, most times those job descriptions will require for CV. Even freelancer roles get you to work with a team. However, most freelance roles will not ask you for a CV because it's seen as if you are the consultant, right? So you are not looking for job. The jobs are looking for you. So it's the other way around. However, if you are looking for jobs, you have to apply for jobs. That's when you need a CV. Does that answer your question, Esther? Okay, fantastic. So any other question? Okay, is publication and presentation really necessary for CV? Okay, for Joylene, so it is not really necessary for your CV if you are looking for a job. However, there are certain situations that you will need it. One, if you are applying for a job in an academic settings, publication and presentation would be necessary. If you are applying for an academic, maybe you want to do your postgraduates, maybe PhD or MSc, then publication and presentation will give you an edge. So if you are, maybe let's say if you want to do a job in policy making, right? So, and you have some research that is on policy and you've done some publications that has to do with policy and international affairs, then those publications or presentations would shine on your CV. So the good thing about your CV is that you have a resume. A resume is like everything you have done in life, both things that are linked and things that are not linked. For instance, I use my LinkedIn as my life resume. Everything that I've done, I add it on LinkedIn. So that if you go to my LinkedIn page, you can get to see every role that I've done, both the roles that have to do with marketing, roles that I don't have to do with marketing, international affair, and all of those things, policy making, leadership, everything. That's what a resume is. A resume is like a detailed expansion of your life. A CV is tailored to specific job roles, right? So for this publication and presentation being necessary for your CV, it depends on what role you are applying for and the use case. So like I mentioned, academic settings, very necessary. Looking for jobs in academic institution or like related industries, very necessary. Then if you have publications, maybe there's a role you are applying for and you have a research publication that can give you an edge over other people, then adding it would be important for you to do that. So, does that answer your question? Okay. Joylene, does that answer your question? Do you have, okay, say yes. Thank you very much. Okay, you're welcome. All right. So, Moon, do you have any question? Okay, I will take it that you don't. So if there's any other question you have, you can always drop your question on the group. I normally go through the group to answer questions to people. Okay, Moon says no question. Thank you so much for staying. But I really do appreciate it. I'll love you guys. You can send me a private DM, or you can send a message to Esther. Esther would give you my contact for you to reach out to me privately. I should be rewarding you guys for staying till now. You've really done an amazing job. I mean, for staying both through the technical issues from YouTube down over to Google Meet, encountered some technical challenges, and then we still stayed up till now. So I want to commend you guys, and I want to tell you thank you so much for committing your time to this. I want you to understand that it is really appreciated. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I see your reactions there. Thank you so much. It's very encouraging, and it's signals to me that I'm doing something good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And with that, we have come to the end of today's session. And once again, I'm mykailarisa, your friendly value mate. And remember, don't just get online, get noticed. So bye.